morning, Fox fanatics. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to the how-to part of FOXBODY video series. So this is part 3. Originally, my plan was for part 3 is I was going to get underneath, get the drive shaft out, get the exhaust taken off, try and do everything underneath while it was still pretty warm on the floor. But obviously, we're up here in Canada and it's freezing. And froze my butt off all day today at work, and I don't really feel like lying on the cold concrete today. So we're gonna do something different. We're gonna intact the interior. Obviously not the dash or anything that would keep the car, because I still want to be able for it to start and run, even if it's just an exoskeleton shell with 4 wheels. I still want it to be able, for now, to run and drive. So got my buddy Sean coming over. You guys, some of you OG viewers will remember Sean. He's the one with the 84 Z28 Camaro, 350 4-bolt main, Jegs engine, T5 car. Not a bad looking car, actually. So I will throw in a little clip of his car right here. So a special thank you to Sean for all your help on my project, and you know, it goes back and forth. I wrench on his car anytime there's something that needs done as well. But enough Chevys on this channel. Let's get back to the Foxes. Well, we got our work cut out for us in this episode, but we do already have the passenger side out. Passenger seat, that is. So what I think I'm going to do today is I'm going to start stripping out the back seat, the door panels, the center console. Gonna leave the dash and the steering column completely intact. We'll get the back seat out. We'll get the plastics around the quarters, all the trim on the inside of the hatch. We'll see. I doubt I'm gonna keep the carpet. It is pretty nasty, but it's not ripped, and I'm pretty sure that it could be shampooed. But my car's a black interior car, so yeah, I don't think I'm going to keep the carpet. I might actually keep it just to work on the car and try not to make a mess. So with enough talking, let's get to work. So we're going to get started back here for now. We'll start stripping out the trunk, and then we'll work on getting the back seats out. So bear with me. We'll get it done. Some questionable sound system wiring has been discovered. Obviously, as we already knew, this was originally a red GT. We definitely have some moisture issues in this car, so that explains why it smelled so bad. We're just chipping away at the interior, one part at a time. Like I said, this thing will be a shell. Starting from the way back, and we're moving our way forward. So we got the back seats out, we got all the carpeting and the spare and all the spare cover and everything out of the trunk. Now we're going to hit the center console. So I'm not going to do a how-to, because you can find way better how-to videos on YouTube than anything I could do for you. But just real quick, you got to start by getting the armrest off. There's that bolt cover where there's bolts behind there, and the same thing on the other side. You pull that off, and then you got to pull open your glove box. You're gonna have some screws right on the edge there, and you have to take off the bottom of the driver's side, bottom of the dash, to get the screws on the side. And then you got to pull the shifter boot off, and a few little things to do, but that's what we're gonna hit right now. So we got the armrest off, we got the base plate, the shifter boot, the radio out. We got the plastic that goes around the HVAC controls. Call it a bezel, call it what you will. We have the 2 bolts out here, the final 2 bolts out there. Now we just got to pull this panel off, we got to pull that panel off, and then there's going to be a metal plate underneath it that we got to pull. We got to pull the bottom part of the steering column plastic, which is just 3 or 4 bolts if I remember right, and there's going to be 2 screws like this, but on that side, and then we'll be able to pull the console out, and then we'll be able to get the seat out and keep moving forward. So here we go. So in this case, we're going to be reusing the wiring harness from this car from taillights to headlights. So anything that you remove that's not going back in the car, if you're not, you know, well versed in wiring and whatnot, it's a good idea to label things, because, you know, I'm only going to be installing this in the other car come springtime. So let's be honest, I might forget what clip went where. And obviously, if you're new at this plastic is well over 35 years old, so be careful when you pry it, and be careful not to break tabs. Do your best, and just be patient. It'll go well. Another good idea when you're parting a car, especially if it's one of your first times around, save everything. And I'm not trying to be like a hoarder or anything, but I know from experience that when I go to put all of the other car back together, I'm going to have lost some. In the future, you're going to change a part, you're going to drop a screw, you're going to be in a rush, things happen. Keep them. A little ice cream container like this full of interior nuts and bolts and shims and whatever you can keep. It doesn't take up a lot of room on a shelf anywhere, and trust me, you're better off to have these than to have to run to the hardware store every time you're missing a washer or a nut or a screw. And some of these Ford screws are actually, they're like little mini self-tappers. So even if you're not going to use them for cars, they can be useful for other little projects. There you go. Center console out. Everything's still functional. The only wires that you see dangling there are the amp and the radio wires. And that, we obviously know what it is, so it's not going to be any guesswork later on. So there's a little bit of everything that we have. Car's starting to look pretty bare. Alright, well that's where we're going to cut it off for this one. I don't want to bore you guys too long with just removing interior parts. So in the next video, we're going to be finishing gutting the interior, and then in the future video series on parting a FOXBODY, we're going to go underneath and start working under there. So I just want to wish all our American viewers a very happy Thanksgiving weekend. I hope you guys eat well, and hope you guys spend good time with your family. So until the next one, we'll see you. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, hit the bell, do all the YouTube-y stuff. It sure helps the channel. All right, thanks guys. Have a good one.